Well, Shamai everyone, and look where I am. Does it get any better? I'm in Snowdonia a week before Christmas, and look at the scenes around me. Absolutely stunning. Anyone who knows me knows just how much I love snow. Any excuse to play in it. And this is my first time in North Wales in winter. So I'm just so excited. And actually, I don't know if you can make them out. Probably can't, but this is my first time trying out some crampons that I've had for nearly a year. Never been used. And I tell you what, they're coming in really, really handy. Some of the ice, it's unbelievable. Like some of the streams are frozen. It's been that cold up here. So yeah, as excited as I am, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous as well, because I'm not new to the wild camping game, but this is my first proper sort of a winter wild camp. I've got some new winter gear to try out, so hopefully it's going to keep me warm and it's going to be a comfortable night. But I'm going to keep cracking on. I'm heading to a spot that I have been to before, so at least I'm familiar with it. I thought that was a wise move with all this snow about. So let's keep heading skywards. Well, here we go. Destination reached. And it is a very, very wintry scene indeed. But I'm sure you'd agree, it is absolutely stunning. Now, before I tell you exactly where I am, I have to apologise for my Welsh pronunciation. I'll do my best, but I'm probably going to absolutely butcher it. I believe this is called Ffynnon Lloer. We're in the Carneddau area of Snowdonia, a really, really wild and stunning part of the national park, and a part that's not as regularly visited as places like Snowdon and Carneddau, places like that. But every bit is beautiful. As I mentioned earlier, I have been here before, but in fact, the last time I came, I wasn't alone. And we came in July, so it still wasn't particularly warm even then in the middle of summer, but it's a very, very different place now. I have actually tracked down where we camped the last time. If I sort of come a little bit back this way and turn around, I believe this is the patch here that we pitched the tent, but it is under a lot of snow at the moment. So I think the plan is to try and dig some of the snow out, find the flat bit of land, and then hopefully the ground's not going to be too frozen so I can actually get the pigs in. Fingers crossed. I reckon I've only got about 45 minutes of daylight left, so time to crack on. Let's do it. Right, well, I'll tell you what, that was a hell of a lot of hard work, but I reckon I've cleared a bit of a patch. Ground doesn't seem too frozen and it's pretty flat. So let's just try and get the tent up now. Hope I've made enough space. And I think pegging this out is going to be fun as well, because I'm going to have to dig out every little spot where they go, because obviously the snow is not really going to hold the pegs. Oh, this is going to be fun, but I suppose no pain, no gain, as they say. Right, let's do it. Well, I have properly settled into my home away from home. I've got to say, actually, in this sleeping bag, I'm actually quite toasty. I know it's early days yet. It probably will get a bit colder as the night cracks on. But so far, pretty pleased with it. Much warmer than the bag I had before, anyway. But anyway, enough talking about this for the time being. Let's get to the important bit, which, of course, is dinner time. It's about 6:30 now. I've actually already been in here for about an hour and a half because it got dark. You know, we're nearly at the winter solstice, so it was dark by just after 5. But I'm looking forward to this. I don't know if you can make it out there. This is one of the brands I've never tried before. It's one of the Summit meals. And this one is a vegetable chipotle chili with rice. Seems to be loads in there. One of those dehydrated meals. Just got to boil up some water. Fingers crossed that the jet boil actually works. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then just put the water in, let it wait, and then tuck in. Tell you what, I can't wait. I'm absolutely ravenous. Plus, I've had this one before, but seeing as we're only a week away from Christmas, I've got a Christmassy velvet stout as well. Oh, that's going to be great to crack into that. Right, let's get this jet boil fired up. Oh, right then. I've been sitting here very patiently, waiting for those few minutes to pass that you're supposed to leave the meal for. But finally they have, so I get to tuck in and see what this is like. Right, moment of truth. Let's see if this stuff's any good. Oh, I'll tell you what, I mean, it helps that I'm really hungry, but that is lovely. And it's got a bit of spice to it as well, which is a bonus. And of course, you can't have your meal when you're camping without a nice beer. So this is Asda's finest. It is a velvet stout, and it says it's chocolatey as well. So I reckon this is pretty festive. Cheers. Oh, I know I say this every time in my videos. A beer is always good at the weekend, but when you've climbed up a mountain, you pitch the tent, and you're chilling out, it tastes even better. Oh, lovely stuff. One thing I'll say actually about this meal is there seems to be loads of it. The last meal I had actually was from a different brand, and there didn't seem to be as much. This one though, I think I'm going to be full like by the end of it. Really, really good. And I got this actually from Go Outdoors, and they're actually, I don't know whether I don't know how long it's going to last for, but a couple of weeks ago, start of December, there was it was buy one, get one half price, which was pretty good. Normally about sort of £6 each. Not massively cheap, but they are convenient. And this one is pretty tasty. Right, there's only so much of me eating that you want to watch, so I'm going to crack on and enjoy that, and I'll catch up with you afterwards. Well, actually, I'm going to try and jazz up this tent a bit, make it a bit more Christmassy. Ho, ho, ho. Well, here we go. As promised, I have properly jazzed up my tent, and I'm sure you'd agree, it looks pretty festive indeed. I'll tell you, actually, I'm really, really enjoying this evening. As chilly as it is, it's pretty cosy inside the tent, especially in that sleeping bag. And being out here, it's such a shame that I don't have a better camera, because I tell you what, it's pitch black and there's not a cloud in the sky. The night sky is absolutely stunning. It's almost like I could reach up and touch the stars. I love nights like this when you come out into sort of the middle of Wales, areas where there's just no light pollution. It's absolutely beautiful. But the great thing as well is that, I mean, my camera's not going to make it out, I'm sure. But as dark as it is, all of the snow on the mountains around me, yeah, you can't see it. It's come back to my Christmassy tent. But yeah, all of the snow on the mountains means that I can see all of the mountains surrounding me. I tell you what, actually, in some ways, it's taken me back to when I was a young 22-year-old lad, and I was doing an around-the-world trip. And yeah, I was lucky enough to be in New Zealand back in their winter, and I was in a place called Lake Tekapo. And I tell you what, that was like slap bang in the middle of the South Island. And I remember sort of being out there once it got dark, and just with the snow cover, just enjoying like all of the distant views of the Southern Alps. It was absolutely stunning. Just one of those things you'll never forget. And I tell you what, being here, it's just like that. You know, I can make up the snow on the frozen lake, and all of the snow on the mountains, and with those stars up above me. I'll tell you, I'm rambling on, but it is absolutely beautiful. So pleased I came out. I'm just hoping that I sleep well tonight, and that sleeping bag that I've got, it says it's comfortable down to -5. I just hope that that's actually that's what it does. We shall see. I reckon it's probably already about -1, -2. It's supposed to get down to about -3 tonight, so it shouldn't really get much colder. Right, let's get back inside this tent where it's a little bit warmer and crack on with the next beer. Right, so settling down for the night now. Got to say, this has got to be one of the earliest nights I've had in a long, long time. It's just gone 9:30. Just spent the last couple of hours or so just chilling out, reading a book. But to be honest, this sleeping bag's been calling. It's for anybody wondering, actually, it's the 4-class MT500 from Decathlon. I've checked it out online. It does get really, really good reviews. And as I mentioned earlier, it has a comfort rating of -5. It's pretty heavy. I mean, this is actually, this is a large size, and it's 2.1 kilos. So a lot heavier than sort of the down ones you can get, but a lot cheaper as well. I mean, this one was only 70 quid. You know, you pay double that, if not more, for a quality down one. And so far, it feels pretty warm. We'll just have to see how we get on during the night. I'll let you know in the morning. But yeah, I've just been outside to clean my teeth. Still not a cloud in the sky. But it could be interesting in the morning because I've just checked the forecast. And yeah, the weather forecast for the mountains around show heavy snow from about 4 o'clock onwards in the morning. So I might wake up to, I don't know, near on blizzard conditions. We'll have to see how we get on. I mean, where I am is a bit sheltered, sort of probably about 1,000 feet lower than the mountains, so around me. So that could make all the difference. We'll just have to see how we get on. But yeah, fingers crossed we sleep well, and I shall see you in the morning. Night night. Good morning, campers. Well, you saw the fine views last night, and they continue this morning. Look at that. This is what it's about, isn't it? Tell you what, got to start by saying, it's about 8:30, been up for about an hour already, and I got a really good night's sleep last night. I really wasn't sure what to expect. You know, first proper winter camp, we're testing out the new gear as well, and it passed with flying colours. That sleeping bag I was talking to you about earlier on in the video, absolutely incredible it was. In fact, at one point I had to actually take a layer off. I was too warm. And if you pair that with the Thermarest X-Therm, which I picked up a few months ago second hand, that was absolutely incredible as well. Toasty warm. And in fact, I've got no doubt. I mean, it must have gone down to about -3, -4 last night. I reckon I can do quite good. That was still comfortable. But yeah, conditions this morning quite a bit different to what they were last night, just as forecast. The snow's been blowing in sort of on and off since about 3 o'clock this morning. In fact, it really did get quite gusty. You probably heard that. In fact, I had to get out and peg the tent in again because a couple of the pegs blew out in the really, really strong gusts. But pretty pleased still. The tent still stood up to the job. Great bit of kit, that one. Just seen a couple of walkers on the other side of the lake. But to be honest, I'm in no massive hurry away this morning because, well, I don't think there's going to be tons and tons of people on a day like today. And with views like this, I mean, it'd be rude, wouldn't it, to rush away? I think I'm just going to sort of sit in the tent for a little bit, sit in the porch, and just savour these views. There's been quite a bit of extra snow that's fallen already. I mean, that lake last night, you could see patches of the ice underneath, completely covered now. At least been another couple of inches. Right, time to chill, and just for a couple of hours more, just soak up and enjoy where I am. Only me? Well, I apologise. I know I said I was going to sit in the tent, but as soon as I went there, I figured that, well, you know, what's the point of sitting in the tent when you've got scenes like this to enjoy? So I thought what I'd do is actually I'd show you just how deep the snow has actually got overnight on top of what was already there. Let's do it. Here we go. Not sure if you can make it out. Wow. That is proper snow. We've actually got snow down in the south at the moment, but it's nothing like this. Absolutely amazing. Whoa, the weather's properly coming in now. Just taking a bit of a walk away from the tent. Wind's coming up, wind's picking up a little bit. And yeah, the snow's coming down as well. You probably can't see it that well because everything's so white. So there's nothing really to see the snow against. But I tell you what, actually, I've just realised just sort of had a bit of an epiphany, but not for the right reasons. Because I've realised actually I've made a bit of a schoolboy error. As I look back towards the tent, I realised that last night my bag of rubbish, I never leave it in my tent, just because first time I wild camped actually, we were kept awake all night by a mouse trying to get at our scraps. So ever since then, I've always left the bag of rubbish a little way away from the tent. You know, I'm sure with conditions like this, there probably aren't that many mice around. But yeah, what's happened is I've left the bag of rubbish by a rock, and then all the snow overnight has buried it. Really, really annoyed, because obviously, you know, us wild campers know that, you know, we always follow that motto, leave no trace. I spent the last 20 minutes or so trying to find the bloody thing, to no avail. But I'm not going to give up. I reckon once I head back to the tent again, I'm going to just dig around, try and find all of the rocks, not too far away from the tent, see if I can find it. Because that will just really annoy me otherwise, if I head back down to the car, knowing I've left the bag of rubbish up here. Bloody hell, lesson learned. Once again, I know I keep saying it, but what an absolutely incredible view this is. Anybody thinking about doing a winter camp, maybe worried about, you know, the conditions or the cold, you know, invest a bit of money in some decent gear. And I tell you what, I actually reckon it's one of the best times to get out there. Because, you know, the summer's great, but you don't get views like this. Absolutely unreal. Anyway, I've been admiring the view. Let's go and track down that bag of rubbish now. Fingers crossed. So here we go, half an hour later, and I've followed the old motto, LNT, I've left no trace. I'm afraid there are no prizes today, though, for those that can work out exactly where I was pitched. More obvious than usual. But yeah, I was pleased as well that I managed to track down that bag of rubbish. Another 10 minutes or so of searching, and yeah, came across it. So pretty relieved. You know, this would have been an amazing trip regardless. But yeah, that would have annoyed it just a little bit if I couldn't have found it. So pleased that I did. As I come around, about half an hour ago actually, a couple of hikers or a couple of trekkers headed off up this mountain here. Now if I zoom in, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. Congratulations if you can. Just a couple of dots now. But they've headed up sort of that gully there. Just hope they're prepared, because as you can see, they're heading up into the clouds. And yeah, the forecast up on these mountains, you've got Carneddau, which is up there. It's only about 40 metres shy of Snowdon's height, and then a bit further over in that direction, you've got Carneddau, which I've been up before. And yeah, the conditions up there today, it's supposed to be heavy snow, blizzards, pretty much all day. Right, plan now, I think, is just to get the last few bits together, get them packed away, and then head off in that direction. Let's do it. Right, so finally heading skywards. Didn't want the trip to end, but I suppose all good things have to come to an end. But yeah, just spent the last 10 minutes or so chatting to a very friendly Scouse guy. He's heading up to Duffid and Llewellyn, fully kitted out. He's gonna have a blast of a day. But yeah, we're both saying actually just how much warmer it's got all of a sudden. I mean, it's amazing. It's been really, really cold in sort of all of England and Wales the last couple of weeks or so. But yeah, tomorrow it's supposed to be 11 degrees back home in the southeast. I don't know about up here, but I still imagine a lot of this snow is probably going to melt. But I'm so pleased again. I know I've said it so many times on this trip, but I mean, it has been a proper winter wonderland. I mean, it's great to do it any time in the winter, but the week before Christmas, I can't think of anything better. Crampons are on, so hopefully no chance of slippage. I reckon when I get down near the car, all of this snow will disappear, but I don't care. I've definitely had my fill. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the trip as much as I have. Been absolutely cracking. Won't be long before I come out again. I'm definitely addicted to this winter camping now. But if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click like and also subscribe if you fancy it. And I shall see you again soon. Cheers for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.